Centeno. I'm going to be your host for this evening, but without any further ado, the man that was playing the saxophone is one of my favorite friends, and he is so good at it. He's going to be charming you for the rest of the night. Let's give it up to Mr. Fritz for all of those in the house with us. This will be probably a nostalgic night, and I'm going to tell you why, just in case if you are not informed. This is probably one of the last GALA that is going to be taking place in this location. There will be others, but as far as for this organization, I think this is going to be the last one in here. And I have had so many souvenirs of this place. I walked in here with a chill in mind, knowing that this would not be any longer. The Lombardos have been serving us for so long, and they have been doing such a great job addressing the needs of the community and also standing strong for diversity. Certainly their doors has been open to all. For all the works that they have done, let's give it up to the Lombardos family. Let us introduce right now Bishop Tony Branch, the man of the hour, will speak with the men above for us.
Thank you very much for that. Y'all know we cannot be quiet in here. Give God a hand clap. And we give him a hand clap because he's blessed us with breath in our body, that we would be able to come here today and to celebrate the awardees and the party at this gala. Now, I can't dance to the OJs like I used to do in the olden days, because I done got some sanctification in me, so Jesus is my new partner. But some of y'all out there that are not at where I am, y'all can get up on the floor and y'all can dance. Amen? Let us bow our heads in prayer, because we do give our Lord praise. Precious Lord, we thank you for the gathering of your people. Lord, we celebrate the restoration of Haitian community partners. We come only by your power. Lord, by your power and our faith in you, we are truly blessed. Bless each awardee in this place and the people that have joined in together. In the name of the Christ that I serve, may y'all say amen. Amen. All right.
Powerful message indeed to the heavenly host who's looking upon us here on earth. Amen. Hoping that we're going to be here this evening, so we'll be pleased with each and every one of us. We're going to be hearing the national anthem. First and foremost, I'm going to ask you to please stand up, rise at this occasion. Following the American anthem, we're going to have the Haitian anthem also following that as well.
Whose
without the language of our forefathers. So in their names, I'm going to say bonsoir, and you're going to answer bonsoir. Bonsoir, tout le monde. Very good indeed. So we're getting closer to home more than ever before. Just before I introduce the next performance, I'm not going to talk politics, but I'm going to ask you to think politics. I know there are a lot of politicians here in the House. The gentlemen who have committed the treasons, the young men they have arrested here in Massachusetts, of the age of 21, as you have seen the Hummer coming in and picking them up. Mr. Pence, the former VP, asked for his head, asking that he should be certainly putting away. That's a very strong statement indeed. But I also understood that it's a 21-year-old who has committed this action. I think political gain should not be acted upon as such. So I am not very, very pleased with the fact that he's asking for the kids' heads already. So just my comments, since I'm in the world of the politics also. I think at times that politicians not need to take or to say certain things just for the sake of getting into office. You know, his ambition is to become the next president anyhow. Let's put that aside. Let's continue with the movement here. We're going to have a piece of poetry. And her name is the poet Anna Baptiste. She's going to be saying a few words to you. Let her come forward at this time.
Hi, can everyone hear me? Okay. The piece I am going to be reading for you today is centered around this GALA's theme, restoration, coming after the pandemic. When a piece of artwork is restored, it is a lengthy process, one that tests the barriers of time, one that makes you put the car in reverse and go down roads you thought you had memorized and struggle to piece together the exact streets that lead you to your destination. As I go backwards on this road, I remember every time my mom told me of when she would take showers in the rain back home in Haiti. And I remember when I only stayed inside to avoid the pressure of the rain. Now I stay inside to avoid the sickness in the streets. As the pandemic rages, the streets I used to drive down, and I remember how the streets used to be before the echoes of what once was pound onto us like a thunderstorm, knocking down power lines, leaving us without connection to others, the memories beating onto my skin like water droplets before being absorbed and forgotten. I remember the times before the storm hit, when we weren't thinking of how destructive human nature can be. Now we think of the parts of the past that we can restore, to return to what it was like before we are forced into isolation and have to look for our own salvation. My heart rate slowed down 3 years ago during 2020 and still hasn't returned to its normal rhythm. When attempting to restore what we have lost, we turn to the paintings aged by time spent in museums. We stare at them, at the mystical world, wondering how to get past the monster at our borders, no longer wondering how it feels to be in a landlocked state because it is our reality, as the restrictions of life in each state differs from its neighbors, since not everyone believes in this sickness that plagues the world, and there is no answer to how we should live. Filling your eyes with gravel, scarring your retina, blinding yourself with your own demise, no longer being able to see where you can escape to in these trying times. During the restoration project, we played black background music sampled from the cries of those who have been beaten down, so the origins of the song can remind us of the pain we went through. We look to the sky for the hope that we won't feel this way anymore, for the hope that the flaws revealed in our system will mend, the lonely will stop feeling like they fell through a cave and plunged into water, and the hope that we will make it out of this alive and our heart rates will return to normal. As we restore our artwork, we recognize what isn't broken doesn't need fixing and brighten the colors that we still want to see. We realize that just because 60% of our body is made of water, it doesn't have to be used against us. As we work to restore a polluted earth, as we take pain and fear and remind ourselves that diamonds form when subject to pressure. Once we reach the end of the road, we realize that we can move forward because there is so much joy to come. So we continue down this winding road and see the skyscrapers that we have rebuilt and are no longer scared to climb. Even though we haven't beaten the pandemic, we are no longer scared to be out in the rain. Instead, we embrace what is to come. Thank you.
I would do her a disservice if I didn't tell you who she is. Anna Baptiste is a Haitian American spoken word poet and aspiring author residing in Brockton, Mass., the city of Champion. Her work has been published by WBUR. She won a regional gold key in the 2021-2022 Scholastic Art and Writing Awards. She has competed nationally in the NAACP Act SO program. She is a first-year student at Suffolk University, majoring in English. She is currently serving as the Brockton Youth Poet Laureate. Give it up for her, please. When the earth shook in Haiti, we were down at the tent together, trying to see how we can contribute to our fellow men in Haiti. She's a woman indeed who has believed that she should be part of change. And that is the president who's going to be delivering her remarks right now, and her name is none other than Marlene Amede.
Hello, everyone. How are you? Comment vous êtes? Comment vous êtes? Ça qui passe? Oh, Guillaume, une petite bigano qui n'a boulé encore. Ah, ne va pas dire ça, non? Comment vous êtes? N'a bâti, ne va pas bouler. C'est pas ça? Non, ne va pas bouler encore. Comment nous y est? Comment nous y est? All right. Listen, I was going to prepare a speech, so I'm going to deviate from my speech. It is in the booklet, so please, when you have a chance, please glance over it and see the message that I have for tonight. But I'm just going to deviate from that message. So, and I just want to address you from my heart tonight. So tonight is special, and as we said, it's restoration. From the pandemic, we spent almost 3 years doing COVID. So 3 long years. But I think it's time now for us to restore what we lost. But to do that, I just want to let you know, guys, do you know that Brockton is one of the major minority city in Massachusetts? Oh, you know that. Okay, you know that it ain't no clap. Oh, I see. You don't clap. So therefore, there's something that I want to say. That minority we need to see it. It needs to reflect the community. And then it's upon us to make that happen. We in this room, And people in our community, we need to start working together and make sure that that majority and minority is represented in all levels in our community. So that is the work that we all need to put heads and make it happen. So, I do understand maybe that's why you don't clap, because maybe you don't see the majority minority. But it is each one of us responsibility to make that happen. Each one of us to make the other accountable for the action that we are doing or we making. Each one of us to respect the other's point of view. Each one of us to tolerate the other's ways of doing things. In order for us to have that majority minority, we need to instill in us those basic notions that we all live in a community, and this community is Brockton. It's one Brockton. Yes, it is a majority minority community, but at the end of the day, it's one community. A community that shares a lot of values, that shares a lot of love, that shares a lot of culture. So we, as that community, we need to embrace every little thing that makes us unique, that makes us the champion. It's in us, it's in me, it's in the community to make that happen. I'm going to deviate from my English and speak Haitian here right now. Nous même haïtiens qui dans le monde, je dis à nous parler de restauration. Comment on a restauré la caille? Restauration dans la communauté haïtienne, il reflète la restauration que nous voulons pour le pays en Haïti. Moun qui en Haïti, ils ont gardé de ça la fait nous-mêmes ici. Comment nous agir, comment nous travaillons ensemble, comment nous respecter les autres, comment nous tolérer les autres, comment nous apprécier les autres, et comment que nous croyons dans les autres. Ça a aussi importance dans le travail ensemble. Si nous ne pouvons pas faire action, nous ne pouvons pas jamais restaurer le pays. Pour nous restaurer le pays, nous sommes obligés de restaurer tête nous avant. Nous sommes obligés de garder tête nous dans le miroir avant pour nous voir tout ça que nous devons changer, que nous devons améliorer dans nous. Si nous ne pouvons pas accepter les amis qui vont côté avec l'opinion que nous gagnons, pas de restauration. Si nous ne sommes pas capables de croire dans le monde qui vont côté nous, pas de restauration. Si nous ne sommes pas de respect pour le monde qui vont côté nous, pas de restauration. Nous vivons dans Massachusetts, il y a une pile communauté dans Massachusetts. Nous tous, nous ne sommes pas leaders. Mais nous tous calmes, nous tous travaillons ensemble pour nous lire la communauté. Comment on a fait ça? C'est par tolérance, c'est par acceptance, c'est par respect, et puis c'est par reconnaître trust. So pour nous faire ça, nous-mêmes, nous garder tête dans le miroir pour nous restaurer cette nous avant. Parce que si nous ne pas restaurer cette tête nous avant, nous ne pouvons pas jamais restaurer la communauté, ni dans Massachusetts, ni le pays d'Haïti. Je dis à demander nous tous. Même si je demandé majorité, minorité dans votre temps pour refléter avec la population, c'est pour ça que je demandé nous tous. Pour nous travailler ensemble, pour nous voir comment nous sommes capables de changer la communauté par nous et comment nous sommes capables de changer le pays d'Haïti. In Brockton, we need to stop being Democrat or Republican. We need to start focus being Brocktonian. Stop entertaining the base, because once you stop, you continue to entertain the base, you lose focus. We asking each Brocktonian tonight, let's be one Brockton that we want to see. A Brockton that have a lot of people that's very excellent people. A Brockton that have people that are compassionate about their city and compassionate about the people in the community. So therefore, I am urging you tonight, let's restore ourselves so we can restore our community. Thank you and God bless you all.
Well, welcome to the revival of restoration. And the first to be restored, besides myself, are our elected officials, and they are all here tonight. So I'm going to call up on them to please stand up and take a bow as your name is being called. The State Senator, Mike Brady. Good afternoon, please. David Textura, City Councilor at Large. Bob Sullivan. Representative Rita Mendez. And Tony Branch, representative of the South Shore Regional, Southeastern Regional, who's in the house with us. Now let's give a warm welcome to yourself and everybody else who's in the house. Here they are, ready? Let's give it up to B City in the house.
What's up, Doug? What's up? I'll tell you what's up. I'm taking charge here. That's what's up.
What you gonna do is good music against you. Ladies and gentlemen, you know they like cause we got some hood with. You never ever seen them sound good trick. You want a problem? Start it up. Start it up. Start it up. Look at me right through my old hood. What up in my new
I just want to thank our sponsor today by starting to say tonight will not be possible without them. So we'll start with the YMCA.
We'll give the YMCA a hand clap. And you know how the bishop is, I didn't bring my list up here, but also we want to give a hand clap to Ziskin and Ziskin. Hand clap.
Non-distance sitting back.
And to Lyft, and let me tell you a little bit about Lyft. We were able, during the pandemic, as many of you know, we're going through a recovery. We know that the governor and the president will make a declaration with respect to the ending of the pandemic, but the Lyft Corporation assisted us with respect to making sure that senior citizens and others, those with disabilities, could get to their appointment. So let's give Lyft free of charge, give Lyft a hand clap.
We have David Offord.
Yes.
So he's one of our big sponsors. Please. Soleil Levy, one of our sponsors as well. We have Signature Kitchen.
Who else is here? Neighborhood Health, Brockton Neighborhood Health Center. The Cape Verdean Association. And I have a little surprise. I would like for those that had spent time with me in that office at our vaccination clinics, would the Atlantic nurses stand up? Come on, stand up. Give our nurses. They put shot in our arms and it didn't hurt. Thank you all.
Wow, you know what? Those nurses, they did a great job throughout the pandemic. And working together with the mayor's office and all the other organizations that's been doing the work. So guys, I commend you. So you are a lifesaver. Thank you.
I first wanted to say to you all that the theme is restoration for a reason. Our offices were, like most nonprofits across this Commonwealth, had to shutter their doors at the beginning of the pandemic for not only for the safety of those that were constantly visiting our office, but really for the safety also for the staff and others. Nonetheless, there is something that was developed some years ago called Zoom. Do y'all know what Zoom is? Zoom had and I can talk a little bit about finance, Zoom had a stock price of $11.17. And I think the stock price for Zoom is now over $400. So I wish I had invested. Amen? We kept it going with our partnerships, which included the YMCA. Give me a hand clap. The YMCA has a program sponsored by the Department of Public Health. We participated in the gun violence prevention program, and we were successful. We had our youth, thank you, Mayor. We had our Youth Zoom Academy with those that were requiring academic assistance with their homework or they were getting behind because schools were closing. We assisted our young adults in the city of Brockton. During the pandemic, we had our vaccination clinics stationed at the YMCA, stationed at Vincenti's and other locations across the city, making sure that everyone who required, and that was actually everyone, that required a vaccination or a booster received it. HCP, with its partnerships, was on task. And thank you to the Mayor's Health Equity Task Force for supporting those efforts. And as our doors opened back up, we began to work on what was most important, emotional support of young adults that required really ability to sit down and talk to people that were not necessarily their family members. They were struggling because they had been in their homes for long periods of time, simply looking at a monitor, not seeing their friends. We offered emotional support with what we call our after-school program, Give her a hand clap. We continued on a pathway. When you look at the migrants that were coming south of the border, that consistently arriving in the city of Brockton, with the assistance of our good friend who's here somewhere, we were able to restart our English as a second language program, averaging about 20 per class. But let me tell you about the 20 per class. We have a waiting list now to hit 180 individuals on Friday. Now, some people may say that that's not a lot of people. Well, for a small organization where we only have the footprint to do 20 to 25 people a week, that's a lot of people on the waiting list. But we will make sure that they are taught English because we believe that they should have the ability to do good jobs. We believe they should have the ability to go to Massasoit and Bridgewater College. We believe that we're going to make a difference continuously in restoring the work in the city of Brockton. I want to say something to the migrants. I think some of them may have joined us here today, but tonight they speak Haitian Creole. When they arrive at our offices, many with children that are not receiving pediatric care. Because in this Commonwealth, up until I think 2 weeks ago, there's going to be a major announcement. Migrants could not get health care. This is true. So I want you all to understand, for those of us who are the diaspora, black ethnic diaspora, people are struggling. And often those are struggling are the youngest among us. When I see a baby that comes into our office, and the only thing that they can do is to bring that child into an emergency room at children or urgent care at Brockton Health Center, I'm concerned, and you should be concerned too. I say this to tell you that our migrants are struggling. And if we are going to be what I call biblical neighbors, it must be our struggle too, if you believe that. Hand clap. Marlene Amity, the producer of One Brockton programming, to make sure that I don't say that I'm simply an African American. I don't say that I'm Latinx. I don't say that I'm Haitian. That we all are one together. That programming has produced significant impact in our community. Making sure that we are neighbors of each other, making sure that Brockton is a welcoming environment. We're now working on the issue of health care. Many of you don't know that for the last 3 years there has not been a recertification of Medicaid, Mass Health. That program is now kicking off, and I'm glad to say the Haitian Community Partners is a part of the redetermination program, making sure that the word gets out, that you must reapply, you must be a part of the solution, and that they're going to make sure that all those that are eligible for Mass Health will receive it. We are the first that I'm aware of with respect to the first aid training, initially sponsored by the YMCA. Under Marlene's leadership, we've now taken the initiative to have certification for the first aid training for mental health. Marlene and our community engagement specialist, Layla, are certified to actually train trainers in this role. We are moving forward and supporting our young adults. And finally, but not the end of our mission, we're hoping in the next 60 days that our mayor will come out and inaugurate our community training center, which will be a central focus on Legion Parkway, to make sure that kids have the ability to have a computer cafe, adults have the ability to come, to get on the internet, and most importantly, we will begin a process of job training that makes sense, that works for those that are living in our city. Haitian Community Partners is on a mission, and that mission is the restoration of all that is right about our city. We love you, and thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be Haitian. Y'all be blessed.
Wow, you're going to eat, so Prince will entertain us. But I just want to say, you know what? the work that we are doing will not be possible without the hardworking men and women at Haitian Community Partners. Tony has been instrumental to the work that we are doing in the community. And we have Leila Mathieu. She's our engagement specialist. She's been doing a lot of work in the community and with different organizations. So Leila, could you come in so they can say hi? They see who you are when you call them. They know who you are. There you go. And then we have Nancy Joseph. So when you call, she's the one that answers the phone and whatever question you have. And also she runs the SBA program as well. Nancy, wave. And also, we have only one professor that teach Haitian the English that they need to integrate in the community. Martin, Pierre-Antoine. Come on, Martin. Come on. Without you, you are the one that's helping them to understand, to speak the language that they can interact, that they can integrate in the community. So again, these are the gentlemen and ladies that are helping us doing the work, day in, day out. And I'm going to call upon our senator and our state rep. Senator Brady? Oh, where is he? All right, Rita, can I steal you for a moment? So, we are a small organization. We don't have a budget of 1 million, 2 million, 7 million. But our budget is so small, but we are mighty strong, isn't it? A small budget, but we are mighty strong. But we need help of our elected officials to help us continue the work that we are doing. As you can, you hear it, all the program, all the resources, all the effort that we have been doing as a community. Some of them are volunteer, some of them we pay our staff not much to do the work. So we cannot do it without your help, guys. So today, I'm asking you, in the state level, to please remember those earmarks to help us to put our name on the budget, so therefore we can continue to serve the Haitian community in Guam. Because again, when a community is strong, everyone strives, right? If we have people in the community who cannot eat, who cannot read, who cannot engage, guess what? We don't have a community. So therefore, the work that we are doing, we're contributing in the mic. So I asking you guys, I'm not gonna put you on the spot, but again, you have to take a pledge here how you will support the Haitian community. So that's, you have the floor, and the pledge, you're gonna tell us how you plan to support us to continue to do the work that we are doing.
You want to go first?
No pressure.
No pressure.
Yeah, thank you so much for the invitation and being here. And it's so timely because we are currently right now at the State House on the representative side of the budget, working on the budget as we speak. And I did file an amendment asking for $100,000 for the Haitian community partners. And I'm going to be fighting to be able to get that funding to go to Brockton. And we recognize that there are challenges, like each representative is fighting for their own earmarks, but I did file it, and it's in there, and we're working on it. And I know I have a phenomenal senator that will pick it up on his end once the budget gets to the Senate side. So We're working on it. We need to get. We know you guys do amazing jobs, and with the new reference, people coming to Brockton really assist in the community, and we want to make sure you continue to drive that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Mendez. And I want to say Representative Mendez has been a tremendous addition to the State House of Representatives, and she works with us with partners. We have great partners in the State House. I'm very honored to be your senator, and as Marlene knows, we work very well together. I serve on the Ways and Means Committee, and I've got a great relationship with our chairman of Ways and Means. So every time Marlene has asked me, we've gotten additional money in the budget for Haitian Great Partners, but also as the world is going through some difficult things all over the world, we cannot forget, you know, the community in Haiti has suffered, and friends and relatives who are related to people in Haiti since not only one but two severe earthquakes and everything else that's gone on. And you don't see it in the news every day. But people are suffering every day, and we know people in our community that are suffering, who have relatives in Haiti and in communities such as Boston and Brockton. So working with the Ways and Means Committee, we were able to get $8 million for all immigrants, but specifically for Haitians, because they were looking to fund for Afghan refugees, which they're suffering too, but they didn't have anything in the budget last year for Haitian refugees. So I was able to get $8 million additional, so we were able to open an office on Legion Parkway in Brockton, and also an office in Mattapan on Blue Hill Avenue. But they're already bulging at the seams because there were so many people suffering. So we are looking to get more money in the budget this year. I've already talked to Ways and Means yet. So as the budget works, just to let everybody know, the governor presents her budget, then it goes to the House of Representatives, then it goes to the Senate. And then if there's ever any differences, which not everything's always 100% on the same page, it goes to a conference committee between leadership in the House and the Senate. Once that's agreed upon, it goes back to the governor. And fortunately, we have a good Democratic governor, no disrespect to our Republican friends in the audience, but we have a good governor who's been on our team looking to get things done. So I think we're all on the same page this year. Not that the former governor didn't do a good job, but sometimes whoever the governor is, they may make vetoes of things. So we have to vote to override some of the vetoes. But there's a lot of things going on. There's also, housing is a major issue all over the country, but never mind our Commonwealth. But people, I get calls every day, people looking for apartments, for houses, and the cost is on through the roof. So we're looking to put more money in the budget for housing initiatives for the residents. And I know the House of Representatives has put in even more money than the government is proposing, and when it gets to the Senate, we'll work on that as well. So thank you, and again, any help we can be at the state legislature, let us know. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Thank you. I just want to give a thought to Rita. So for the past 5 years, the Black and Latino Caucus has been presenting Black Excellence. So that's the first time in Brockton. So the state representative, Rita, nominated one person from the Cape Verdean descent. So to be nominated as Black Excellence. So guess what? There's some movement, there's some movement. But again, as I said, we need to continue to work together to see the reflection of the majority-minority that we are talking about. Thank you, Rita.
Thank you.
that we witness greatness in politicians that are often maligned. I ask that the counselor charge it to my mind and not to my heart if I do not pronounce her name correctly. Ruth C. Liaison. Did I say that right? Oh, no? I'm going to try it again. Ruth C. Liaison? Liaison. I'm going to get there. Thank you for that, counselor. A grounded and thoughtful and inclusive leader. She's working to bring our neighborhoods together, is the foundation of a just and equitable Boston, but I'm going to say the Commonwealth. The daughter of working class immigrants from Haiti. She was born and raised in Mattapan and Hyde Park and attended Boston public schools. Her first job at 14 was as a walking tour guide with the youth organization My Town. offering people-centered history of Boston's neighborhood. Mayor Menino appointed her to a committee to redesign the student assignment process. As a ward fellow, she also interned for former state representative Marie St. LaFleur. As a city councilor at large, fighting for affordable housing and home ownership, support for our immigrant communities, improved funding for teacher diversity in the Boston Public Schools, and using all the tools at the city's disposal to address racial injustice and equity. Her tenure is historic. She's the first Haitian American elected to represent Boston citywide. She is a graduate of Boston Public Schools, Columbia University, Harvard Law School, Harvard Kennedy School of Government. She is trilingual in French and Haitian Creole and conversant in Spanish. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podium, Boston City Council at large, Rusi Liajon.
Hello, everyone. You did a good job. It's okay, because you have such a great voice, I forgive you. Bonsoir tout le monde. I am so happy to be here with you. My name is Rusi Louis-Jean, and I'm happy to be here with you. I am an at-large Boston City Councilor, the first of Haitian descent. Yes, bravo. And I want to thank, I see so many people here in this room who I would not be in this position, my story would not be possible. I see Jean-Claude Sanon, I see Bernadette Adonis, so many people who were instrumental in making my story possible. You know, I am the daughter of Haitian immigrants. A lot of you in this room know me as the daughter of Robert Louis-Jean, a short man. Yes, I am taller than him, but he is my father, and you will see him coming through the doors pretty soon with his camera in hand. But you know, as a daughter of Haitian immigrants, I grew up not speaking Creole, but really learning it by reading Timalis and Buki. My father made certain that our Haitian culture was central in what we did. But when I was campaigning, I learned new phrases. And a phrase that the Haitian community taught me was, when they learned that I was Haitian, like, oh, sa Haitien, ma voyo mote. And I had never heard that, and that just to me was so beautiful to have the support of my community. And I just want to say thank you. I want us to support each other like that all the time and in every way. So I just thank you. I want to also, of course, start off by saying thank you to Marlene for your incredible work with Haitian Community Partners Foundation. Marlene, thank you. Back level for you. Because it really takes tremendous leadership to really steer an organization throughout the pandemic and to still be here and to still be standing. You are meeting the needs of our Haitian brothers and sisters in the Brockton, Plymouth area because of your work and because of the work of HCP. Both Haitians that are new arrivals and those that have been here for generations fare better in this strange, new, and cold land. Your current programming sees you providing refugee services, young adult leadership development, ESL courses, college-bound development, and after-school programming, meeting people where they are and their needs. This work is important, especially for people who our systems too often forget. You provide a lifeline to our people when everyone else is saying no, or that there's not enough money. There's never enough money in the budget for our people, but we know that people matter, and we will do it with state money, and we'll do it without. Now as a government official, I will help fight for that money. Even when I'm in Boston, I testified last week before the State House to get more money and more resources for our new arrivals. And so again, Marlene, thank you. Yes. And I also want to thank the board. I know that this work isn't singular, so if you're a member of the board, just raise your hand so people know who you are, so that people can say thank you to you as well. So thank you to you. And I know that we have some incredible awardees here. I want to say congratulations to Mayor Robert Sullivan, to Joseph Francois, Michael Thomas, and Mintram Tran for all of your recognition and all of your work. I know that public service isn't easy, and it takes special commitment and dedication. I saw the senator and the representative, and thank them for their work in fighting for more resources for our community. I am only in my first term serving, and as much as I love the work, I know that it requires us to work 50 hours in a 24-hour day and demands a lot of our time. So I salute all of you for your work generally and for your commitment to the prosperity of the Haitian community in Brockton. I also want to give a shout out to my fellow NEON members, current and former elected officials. I see Vedna Lacombe Haywood here. Hi, Vedna. And former City Councilor Jean-Bradley Duranancourt, I believe, is here. So I want to say thank you for your service. So again, as an at-large City Councilor, you may be wondering what I'm doing here in Brockton. When my jurisdiction is in Boston, but I'll have you know that Haitian people do not care that I am only elected in Boston, okay? I get calls from Randolph, from Lynn, from Malden, from Rhode Island. I'm like, wait, we can't cross state lines, okay? But I answer because the needs of our community and of our people have no boundaries. And so I know that the work of racial justice, the work of struggle, the work to make sure that our people have their needs met is one that takes all of us, regardless of where you live. And so, as the first Haitian American on the Boston City Council, I don't take that lightly. It brings me tremendous pride to represent Boston. And I know that this work can only be accomplished in partnership and together. As the first Haitian American on the Boston City Council, the work that we've done, we hit the ground calling on President Biden to end Title 42, a discriminatory and racist policy that prevented our brothers and sisters from making their claim for asylum that President Trump established. We worked to expand sheltered English immersion classes for our Haitian students who are coming to our classrooms, but who don't know how to speak English. Many of them, their first language isn't even Creole. Many of our young students, their first language is Spanish and is Portuguese, because they've made these journeys. And so we have a lot of work to do to make sure that our budgets are not only addressing their learning needs, but their trauma, because a lot of trauma faces our young people as they make these journeys to the United States. I think about the theme of tonight's gala, of one of restoration. Many of us are still acclimating to this post-pandemic life. What does it mean to restore? What have we lost? What have we gained? And most importantly, what have we learned? Sometimes, and oftentimes, restoring is great, but what does restoration look like if what we had before wasn't always working? These are the things I think about and the things that keep me up at night. For example, the pandemic exposed and worsened food insecurity. Too many of our families depended on the kindness of others to make it through. We saw food banks pop up, community fridges and food drives. While the pandemic, the worst of it, may be over, we still see people struggling with the cost of food due to inflation. When I think about restoration, when we think about food justice, it has to be about more than just returning to a status quo that didn't really serve all of our people. It must be about connecting our people to good-paying jobs so that they can buy food to feed their families. It must be about fighting for a living wage for all of our workers, and as many of us know, it must also include pressuring the federal government so that our Haitian migrants and other new arrivals are able to work as soon as possible. In Boston, we have so many job openings, so many opportunities that could be filled by our Haitian brothers and sisters. We must restore and we must improve. The same can be said of our criminal legal system that too often forgets that none of us are the worst things that we've ever done. That's why my office has been working incredibly hard to support the Office of Returning Citizens, to make sure that folks returning home from incarceration have support finding housing, jobs, and access to basic city services to smooth integration. Too often we legislate policy harm, as our Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley says, not brought this up, my Congresswoman in Boston says, but we must also legislate healing. We must legislate restoration. We must invest in people on the front end. That means housing, education, food, access to healthcare, good jobs, to prevent harm and to make people whole. And in order to restore and improve, we must begin to depend on each other in real, meaningful ways. We must continue to support the work of groups like the HCP that do a lot with very little. During the pandemic, our people, we suffered mightily, especially in terms of emotional support. Now we know that in our community it's often really hard to ask for help. We say go to church, and church is great. but we also must be there for each other in real and deep, meaningful ways. Help people find therapy, help people find their way to wholeness. We must break down barriers and reject stigmas so that we can get to a true place of healing and restoration. That takes time, it takes commitment, and it also takes a deep care and a deep love for our neighbors, right? I talk about the work of politics and what brings me here. And what brings me to this work fundamentally is love. It's love for each other and it's love for our neighbor. I believe personally that there is no greater calling than to be each other's keeper. That is my ethic as an elected official, and it is also my ethic as a Christian. Now, I'm not a preacher. I see the Reverend Rasan Hall, a good brother that I've done a lot of great racial justice work with here. But I'm going to quote from the Bible, where it says in Galatians 2, we are instructed that carrying each other's burden is a fulfillment of the laws of Christ. So to HCP and to everyone present, I thank you for all of the ways that you model for us what it means and what it looks like to be each other's keeper and to carry each other's burden, to make sure that people's basic needs are met, to lend a helping hand to a struggling neighbor or resident, to make sure our policies reflect our commitment to each other, to do our part to make sure that everyone can prosper, whether they just got here yesterday, whether they got here 2 decades ago, or whether they've been here for 5 generations. This city, whether in Brockton or in Boston, should be one of belonging. This Commonwealth needs to live up to its values of being a place where people feel welcome and where they can feel like they are at home. That is our obligation, that is our work, and I know that everyone in this room is up to the task. It is in our blood as descendants of Toussaint Louverture to fight, and to fight for and not with each other. Yeah. I'm going to say that again. For us to fight for and not with each other. That is the only way to restore us to our glory that we fought for and won in 1804 and that we are still fighting for. It is the only way to bring all of us to wholeness and to do the work of caring for each other and carrying each other's burdens. Thank you, everyone. Merci tout le monde, and enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you so much. You must be don't tell the nurse. Go pass the salt. The nurse used
So, this evening's theme is restoration, and it's difficult to restore a neighborhood, a city, or indeed a country until one has restored themselves. So this is a letter to the man I used to be. I was once afraid of my own shadow, timid, hesitant, easily shook. They say that pressure bursts pipes. My spiritual plumbing was shot. My mental mechanics needed overhauling. My soul's electrical wiring was shorting out. My works closet didn't have a prayer. You're looking at me with a mixed countenance of surprise and bewilderment, almost as if you've forgotten the way things used to be.
preacher says he gives the same message over and over again because he knows the saints leak.
Come on.
He must be right, because you ought to remember the not-so-good days, the not-so-great nights, the fraught weeks, the funky years you just ought to remember. Still, if a brother stays at the table long enough, he might get dealt a winning hand or two. The acne and awkwardness didn't last. Confidence came on me fast. Some pretty girls forgot my past. This swagger made the bus a blast. Yes, I'm checking you out, the sisters might say. He got it going on. Big job, big house, big money, fly whip, boat slip, and a honey on his hip at all times. He might not be Mr. Right, but he darn sure is Mr. Right now. I went in on the weekend, popping bub at the club, getting played right away, Thursday night thrills, Friday night lights, and Saturday night fever. No remorse, no regrets. Hell, I barely remember most of it. Almost got tagged with some baby mama drama, some Billie Jean junk. Sister tried to float some bunk, but surprisingly, at least to me, the real Pop showed up and showed proof the kid was not my son. Still, it's not the stuff for poetry. And I'm writing this letter so you can see I wasn't the man God called me to be. I was the joker and the jerk. I tried to be woke without the work. Not the purpose, just the perk. Most of the duty I'd sooner shirk. Still, if a brother gets up from the table to stretch, he might get a sense that he's been just a wretch. He might see just a roughed out sketch. Amazing grace might let him catch all the bad apples in the batch. Skin deep beauties never match. Just gold diggers trying to latch onto the man I used to be. Now that I have the revelation, I want to reveal my whole situation. I want to pass on the explanation and enter into a new creation God has put in play for me. So if you're reading this sinner's letter, please know that I want to do better, to release my bonds and soul unfettered as a new kind of faith-filled true trendsetter. Not the old man who's becoming a better, now the lender who's no longer a debtor. Yes, if you've gotten this heartfelt note, know that I'm putting on Joseph's coat, embracing this life of many hues, shedding my layer of sins and blues, declaring intentions to let God use a life that I surely tried to abuse, and one that I easily stood to lose. This is a letter to the man I used to be. The brother writing is the one God set free. Yet I have no delusions about my soul's infirmity, a work in progress. That's all I'll ever claim to be. So, thank you very much. So, give me just a minute because I want to just go do one more thing for you. And if you're not Cherokee, Choctaw, Punkapog, Massapog, Sioux, Idaho, Iroquois, Arapaho, you came from someplace else. All of us, probably the vast majority of us in this room, we're immigrants. We may not have come here by our own volition. Some came in captivity, ancestors, descendants. And some of us came on boats, came by train, came by air. However we made it here, we didn't start here. But we can be Americans too. This piece is called Beloved Country. I can love this country too. I didn't have to be born on these bonny shores. I didn't have to be a son of the Pennacook, Quinnipiac, or Mohican. I didn't have to have a pilgrim's pedigree or be a Connecticut Yankee from King Arthur's court. I can be the Dahomian, the Pole, or the child of Caribbean suns and Amazon shade. I can love this country too. My green card was a welcome ticket to a new life in a new land. My passport was stamped full with new hopes and new dreams. My suitcases were stuffed with new aspirations and some apprehensions too. Perhaps I didn't see the harbor sign that said, give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses, yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuge of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. Perhaps I didn't see the lady in the lamp, lifting her lamp beside the golden door. But I did see the gleaming city on the hill that couldn't be hid, and my soul responded. I can love this country too. I can love its rocky mountains and its rolling meadows. I can love its gospel songs and its crazy rhythms. I can love its asphalt highways and its born-to-run bars. I can love its teeming ghetto and its urban sprawl. I can love its old spires, new minarets, and golden menorahs. But can America love me too? Can she love my curry spices, roti, and oxtails? Can she love my deriac, jonjon, and papitas? Can she love my hijab and henna tattoos? Can she love my Hajj, my Mecca, my Medina? Can she love my Cinco de Mayo, my Dia de los Muertos? Can she love my kente cloth, dreads, twists, and locks? Can she love the skin I'm in, be it ebony, ivory, dulce de leche, or cafe au lait? Can she love me by name, Shekinah Glory, Muhammad bin Saeed, Anastasia Kozak, Cleophas Dorsey, Claudia Gonzalez, or Gael Petitfrere? Can she love me by name? Or do war and rumors of war, IEDs, sleeper cells, and fake distortions make me a pariah to be eliminated, a scourge to be annihilated, and a plague to be exterminated? I come in peace. I love this country too. I love its boundless opportunity. I love its generosity of spirit. I love the audacity of its hope. I love its rolling meadows and its joyful songs. I love its asphalt highways and its little red Corvettes. I love its teeming ghetto and its urban sprawl. I love its old spires, new minarets, and golden menorahs. I come in peace, and I love America too. I come in peace, and I love America too. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
There was a young man born in Brockton. Robert F. Sullivan. I'm about to give out the awards. Y'all know it's like church. I'm about to give out the awards. Mayor Robert F. Sullivan was born in Brockton, raised in this great city. The son of Robert and Susan Sullivan, he grew up on Wellington Street in Ward number 2.
But the biggest thing that I found out being the COVID mayor is we truly are better together. If we work together, we can achieve wonderful, wonderful results. And the Wellness Trust nurses over there, we have to give them a round of applause. They save lives in the city of Brockton. So when we heard about the earthquake in Haiti, much like what just happened in Turkey, we did the same thing for our friends in Turkey. Listen, I've never been to Haiti yet. The key word is yet, right? I finally made my maiden voyage to Cape Verde in December, and I met with the Consul General of Haiti just in my office last week. And, you know, there will be a time when I'll go to Haiti, but what my mother and father taught me growing up in Brockton is you just do what's right. You do what's right. So when we heard about the devastating loss, just so many people suffering and so many people killed, you do what's right. You speak to the bishop, you speak to Marlene. What can we, it's not I, what can we do? What can we do together? And so if I can tell you anything tonight, first of all, I'm humbled and I'm honored. This is something that I'll cherish as long as I'm alive. But I can tell you one thing is that we, when I say we, everybody in this room and beyond, the elected officials, people that aren't elected officials, and well, there's an elected official here tonight that we didn't recognize. Bonneville County Sheriff Donna Buckley is here tonight. I want to thank you, Sheriff. Now you might say, why did the Sheriff from Cape Cod come here tonight? Number one, she loves Haiti. But number two, she's married to the Chief Financial Officer of the City of Brockton, Troy Clarkson. But I just want to tell you, as mayor, I have the ability to try to make beneficial changes.
Yes.
So when the ARPA money came in, you know, the American Rescue money from the feds came in, right off the bat, I said to Troy, the money man, we're setting aside millions with an S, millions of dollars, we're gonna disperse it. It turns out we set $2 million aside, $2 million aside, and we were able to disperse it to 43 different nonprofits in the city of Brockton, including Haitian community partners, on an average of $50,000. Now, another thing, and my dear friend David Texiera, Councilor Lodge, is here tonight. Thank you, Councilor, for being here. One thing that I stated just several weeks ago during the State of the City, it's long overdue, should have happened decades ago. The city of Brockton has to have a standalone department, Office of Immigration Services. It has to exist. It's not a thank you. It's not a department for Irish people, where my family came from, or Italian people, where Maria's family came from, or Haitian people, Cape Verdean. It's any immigrant that decides Brockton is the place he or she wants to live and raise a family and work. So I know that the city council will support it. It's a brand new initiative, but it's a game changer. And when it happens, and I'm optimistic, and I'm gonna say a rosary when I get home tonight, but when it happens, what Marlene's talking about will truly come to fruition on a local level. It has to. It has to. We need to do this. And at the end of the day, my job as mayor is to protect and work with and for everybody. So the pandemic, you know, is not technically over. It's not technically over. We had 5 new cases in the city of Brockton yesterday, but it's almost in that rearview mirror. But let's not forget, the city of Brockton lost 536 residents to that deadly virus. 536 souls are lost because of the pandemic. So although we will restore, and we will stand proud, and we will achieve what we need to achieve, we will never forget the suffering and the pain that happened as a result of the pandemic. So again, to be a humanitarian is to be a human being. To be a human being is to treat people like the way you want to be treated at all times. So tonight I am truly honored, but this is for everybody in this room and beyond. God bless the Haitian community partners. God bless the City of Champions, Brockton, Massachusetts. And God bless each and every one of you. Thank you tonight. Citations. I have a citation myself tonight. I have a citation, City of Champions, Brockton, Massachusetts Mayor's Office, official citation. Be it known that the Mayor of the City of Brockton hereby extends his appreciation to Haitian Community Partners Foundation, a recognition of your dedicated service and professionalism to our community and our city, and for the unbelievably successful annual gala that we're all here tonight. Therefore, it gives me great pleasure to present the citation to you as not just a symbol of my appreciation, it's our collective appreciation. It's duly signed by myself as the Mayor of the City of Brockton on this 15th day in the year of our Lord 2023. And I would like to give it to Marlene Amity as the President and Bishop Tony Branch.
Good evening, everyone. It is my privilege to acknowledge a great public servant, a man that I had the great pleasure to meet some 20-some years ago, when I first started as a teacher in the Brockton Public School system. It was then at East Junior High School, that has become East Middle School. I met that colleague who was a very dedicated book teacher and also a sport coach, Mike Thomas. Michael Thomas was appointed as superintendent of Brockton Public School in 2019. And My French is taken over, sorry. In 1987, he graduated from Boston High School. Thomas also grew up on the East Side and began his career in 1993 as a physical education teacher at East Middle School, as I just reminded you. He was an original staff member of the Boys and Girls Club when it opened in 1991 and started the first summer basketball league at the club. Mike spent 10 years working at Boston High School as a department head, assistant dean, and principal. He was part of the committee that spearheaded the famed educational turnaround under the leadership of Dr. Susan Zach. Mike is in his completing his 4th year as superintendent and 30th year with the Boston Public Schools. Mike and wife, Trish, have 3 teenage daughters. It is befitting that I will be the one to introduce Mike Thomas. I had that great privilege to meet him 20 years ago. I've been a teacher at Boston High School for 5 years, and now as a bilingual community facilitator, I know firsthand how important it is to have such a unit helping immigrants, as the mayor just pointed out, those immigrants with so many needs, those immigrants who did extraordinary peril to get themselves here in the United States to find a better life and find themselves here in Boston. They found a home where we help them. I made that transition from the classroom to help parents with needs, in helping their kids with academic performance, but more importantly, with a bunch of other needs that they have in terms of housing, in terms of food, and every other need that their kids expect from their parents. Now, the Boston Public Schools, under the leadership of the Mayor Sullivan, and Mike Thomas, we can offer all that to our new immigrants coming from everywhere, whether from Cape Verde, Haiti, or South America. Thank you so much for that great help that you're giving the immigrants. And today it's my pleasure, my immense privilege, to offer, in the name of HCP, Haitian Community Partners, this great award of Executive of the Year to Superintendent Mike P. Thomas, who unfortunately was here earlier, but had to leave. The reward will be received by our great friend, Assistant Principal of Boston High School, Gary Keynote.
Thank you for that, Morton. Presented to Superintendent Michael P. Thomas in recognition of your excellence and leadership in equity, diversity, and inclusion. You have laid the foundation of unceasing quality. Ladies and gentlemen, let us give the absent superintendent a hand clap.
Well, good evening, everyone. I mean, that was me a few years ago. I don't know what happened. But, so my name is Gary Yoto. I'm the assistant principal for school climate and culture at Brockton High School. And I am here to receive this award on behalf of the superintendent of the Brockton Public School, Michael Thomas, who unfortunately couldn't make it here tonight. So I'm gonna read you his acceptance his award acceptance speech. Good evening. First, I would like to apologize for not being able to be with all of you tonight. My thanks to Gary for accepting this award for me. There could not be a better person to represent me because of the work that he does with equity as the assistant principal for school climate and culture at BHS. My sincerest thanks to Maureen, Bishop Branch, and the entire HCB community for this great honor. I am truly humbled. When I became superintendent 4 years ago, I knew that one of my most important roles was to build partnership that would make the Brockton Public Schools better for all students and families. The HCP has been a faithful partner in that endeavor. The strength of this collaboration was best realized during the COVID crisis. The work that the HCP did in assisting the community with translation services, as well as ensuring that thousands of BPS students and families receive food security, internet access, and laptops was nothing short but heroic. During this time of division in our country, I take pride that in Brockton, we work together as a team to serve our community with love and compassion. We know that by working together, we will make our community a place where everyone feels welcome and accepted. Thank you again for this honor. God bless you all on behalf of Michael Thomas.
So we have also citations from the House of Representatives, but this one comes from Representative Kathy Lanaker that represents the Superintendent Michael Thomas. That says, the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers its sincere congratulations to Superintendent Michael Thomas in recognition of being named Executive of the Year by the Haitian Community Partners. The entire membership extends its very best wishes, and this one comes from Representative Kathy Lanaker to Superintendent Michael Thomas.
And I also have a citation for Superintendent Michael Thomas. I've known him and his family for many, many years, and he's done a fantastic job throughout his whole career in the Brockton school system. So this is a citation again from myself, the Senate President, and the Clerk Michael Hurley. And tell Michael we wish him the best of luck and congratulations.
So in 1986 at Brockton High School, I sat in a Spanish class next to Mike Thomas, and I'm pretty sure Senora would not have thought that I would be the mayor and Mike would be the superintendent of Brockton Public Schools. I'm pretty sure that that'd be an accurate statement. But tonight, on behalf of the city, I would like to do an official citation. Being known to the mayor of Brockton, hereby extends his congratulations to Mr. Michael Thomas in recognition of being named Executive of the Year by the Haitian Community Partners Foundation. Therefore, it gives me great pleasure to present this citation as a symbol of our collective appreciation, and it's duly signed by myself tonight, the 15th day of April, the year 2023. Thank you, Gary.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Thank you. Tonight, I have the honor of introducing a good friend of mine for the Volunteer Service Award. Mentron T. Tron is the Chief Legal Counsel of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion for the Plymouth County District Attorney's Office. Prior to joining the District Attorney's Office, Ms. Strawn engaged in private practice representing a wide range of clients in criminal and civil litigation. She provided pro bono legal services for the attorneys representing children and served as a conciliator with the Bristol County Bar Association pro bono conciliation project. She served as board president of the Law School of Marion Incorporation and is a trustee for the Marion Affordable Housing Trust. Ms. Strawn received her diversity and inclusion certificate from Cornell University, is a graduate of the University of California, Irvine.
A little over a decade ago, I was working with the Copley campaign as a director for Brockton, myself and Maria. I'm at Jack Reardon's office. There's a bunch of us, about 100 of us, out there about to do door knocking for Martha Copley. And the next thing I see was this black Suburban pulling up. Dark glasses with a driver. And I said, wait a minute, who's this guy? This guy ain't knocking on no doors. Gets out with a $700 suit on. Big man, proud man. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And that was my first introduction to who I thought was the former president of Haiti, Joseph Francois. He got out of that Suburban and he commanded authority and respect. I admire him for that. And that is the leadership that was needed, that is needed to serve mayoral administrations in the city of Brockton. Joseph Francois is a long-time resident of the city of Brockton for over 40 years. He's proficient in Haitian Creole and French. He holds a business administration diploma from Keon Campbell Business School and has studied business development and computer accounting. Joseph was previously a member of the National Foundation for Credit Counseling and boasted a wide range of experiences, including financial consulting and serving as a business development officer. He has served under various Brockton mayors and is currently a community liaison to the Honorable Mayor Robert F. Sullivan. In that capacity, he provides resources to Brockton residents, all Brockton residents, and answers their questions and concerns, as well as serve as a liaison between the mayor's office and the Haitian community. Ladies and gentlemen, the person that I would vote for President of Haiti, Joseph Francois. Give him a hand clap. Joseph, in recognition of your years of activism and leadership, which laid a solid foundation for our community, we honor you as a community activist of the year. Give him a hand clap again.
Congratulations to Joseph Francois for being named the Activist of the Year from the Haitian Community Partners. The entire membership extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope for future good fortunes and continued success in all endeavors. And this one is signed by myself, Rita Mendez, Jared Cassidy, and Michelle Dubois. Congratulations.
And Monsieur Joseph Francois, congratulations. I think that picture doesn't do you justice. You look like you're ready to arrest somebody. I always see you with the best smile of anybody in our community because you got a good hat. And I look at a person from the hat, so you are a wonderful partner in our community. no one less deserving of this award, so congratulations. And this again is signed by myself, the Senate President, and the clerk. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
So as I said earlier, it's a privilege to be able to work each and every day in City Hall with Joseph Francois. But the real gift, the gift given to me by Joe is he's my friend. And he is a man that just wants to each and every day better the lives of Brockonians, and also understanding that, and I want everybody to understand this, Joe, this man right here, this man, in the height of the pandemic, when people were homebound, when people were sick and dying, literally dying in their house, this man put on a mask and delivered food and delivered medicine at his own health and safety. That is a hero. Joe, you're a hero. So again, I just want to give a mayoral citation to Joseph Francois in recognition of being named Community Activist of the Year by the Haitian Community Partners Foundation, and it really gives me great pleasure to present this to him today on this 15th day of April, the year 2023. Wow.
Yeah, I guess they saved the best for us. Right. Anyway, before I start, let me take the opportunity to thank Marlene Abede and Tony Branch, because without them, we will not be here tonight. We've been struggling. We've been going through a lot. So I appreciate your commitment and your time for your work. Now, first, let me congratulate the others who've been recognized tonight for the hard work and dedication during the past 2.5 years of COVID-19. On behalf of the Haitian community partners, Mr. Mayor, congratulations for your work. You deserve it, okay? And thank you to my girlfriend who is here today to support me, Jane Baker. You know, without her, you know, I would not be sitting up here today. And I think she's the one beneath my wings. Thank you to all of my friends for making the sacrifice to be here to support me tonight. Because you are here tonight, I promise you, I will be there for you. Now, thank you, NCP, for the award Activist of the Year. Wow. You know, Activist of the Year, being an activist is to be participate in a change, politically and socially. You know, I don't know politically, but socially I've been there. You know, and the best part of the recognition is because I realize I have been doing something right. You know, and when I was doing it, it was for the passion of it, not to be recognized or to be rewarded. Okay, it's always nice to be recognized or rewarded for the reason I need to thank the founders of HCP Community Partners. If I'm being here recognized tonight, it's because of the sacrifice you guys made 10 years ago. I remember it well. After the result of the election 2013, we get together. We talk about having a voice in the city. A voice to be able to help the youth, the elderly, and the less fortunate. It wasn't easy, but with goodwill and commitments, we make it happen. It wasn't predicted for what's going on tonight or what's going on today in America. We have so many brothers and sisters leaving the country looking for help. I mean, they're coming anywhere they can, boat, air, or even swimming to come here. So, looking for a better life. Sometimes they don't speak the language. Sometimes they do not have a family or a friend to welcome them, to go for help. Because of the sacrifice we make then, thank God we have HCP, Haitian Community Partners. Without Haitian Community Partners, they will not know what to do, where to go. Now, we have Haitian Community Partners to feed them, to teach them, to direct them to any place they can go. Helping people, our community, United States is the land of the opportunity. For those of you who've been around for a long time, we have it made. We enjoy the American dream. We work hard because sometime, somewhere, somebody was helping you. And now is our time to help them because they're coming in this country, they don't know where to go. That's why I am very grateful to all my friends, most particularly to Mr. Robert Sullivan, for giving me the opportunity to be a part of his administration, to be able to help my people and the city that I love. Thank you, sir. Not only you are a good mayor for Brockton, but you are a good man at heart. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, sir. On behalf of the Haitian community partners and the Haitian clergy, thank you again. Because without the pastors, without you, we will not have the pastors having a meeting every Wednesday, once a week, to give the pastors, to tell them what's going on in the city. And I appreciate your doing. Thank you. Thank you to all my co-workers and to them at the mayor office for making my job possible, especially to the Chief of Staff, Sidney Mao, and to the Director of Constituent Service, John Messia. Without you guys, it will not be possible to deliver over 100,000 test kits and over 5,000 boxes of food to the family in quarantine during the COVID-19. You know, God is good. All the time. All the time. He never let me faint or let me sick during the epidemic. He gave me the strength to drive around and the city looking for addresses. And I have been followed by the police in my black Volvo full of boxes. You know, and sometimes they ask me, what you got there? I say, call the mayor office and tell it to get out. You know, so, by the way, we have to put our hand together for the police, or the Brockton police, and the chief went out there. They've been doing a very good job there. The hero of all that is the Department Board of Health, Ino Mondesier, from Mayor Sullivan. They've been around. Ino Mondesier working for Mayor Sullivan or be a part of Mayor Robert Sullivan Wellness Trust team. Mr. Mondesier has been around. He tried his best. Because of help of the Mayor Sullivan, he tried to do it, and he's doing a very good job so far. And because of them, from August 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022, Brockton has maintained the lowest COVID-19 positivity rate among giveaway cities. Overall, they contact by telephone and visit over 5,000 Brockton households. They increase vaccination rate by 100 plus vaccine clinic. They facilitate blood pressure, clinic and wellness. Please put your hands together. Clap for them for, a job well done. Especially to Carol Money. Some of our brothers and sisters always complain about the city. The city don't help them or the city don't inform them. Sometimes I have to take some, I have to tell them or to let them understand. Sometimes it's not always about what the city can do for you or inform you, but rather what you can do for your city and your community. First, you need to get out there, make it happen, be involved, participate. Sometimes go to the sources, ask questions, volunteer, knock on the door, they will open. Don't be a stranger in your own city or community. Be there, be present, make yourself counted. Don't wait for the city to tell you what's going on in your own community. Don't sit down in your couch watching television and believe that the city will deliver news to you and a silver platter. You have to get out there, you have to participate, okay? My journey is getting closer, okay? Yeah. You will be lucky receiving award Activist of the Year. Be a part of the change, socially and politically.
Yes, yes.
My friend, don't wait for me to talk for you. I have done my part. My journey is getting close to the end. My light is slowly fading away. I have done all I can for my city and my community, because we are one button, city of champions, where better began. Thank you for being here tonight. May God bless you all. Thank you.
So it's not done yet. We have one more, and then after that, the
Job. Great job.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Vedna Haywood, and I just want to thank you for supporting this organization this evening. This next awardee is a little bit of a surprise, Dr. Eno Monusir. Dr. Monusir is a Haitian native who has made a significant impact in the fields of public health, pastoral clinical counseling, and community leadership. His journey began in Haiti, where he was born and raised and later immigrated to the United States. He went on to obtain a graduate degree in public health from the prestigious Boston University and continued his thirst for knowledge by earning a doctoral degree in pastoral clinical counseling, solidifying his expertise in counseling. Dr. Monusir's passion for teaching led him to become a professor of biology at Roxbury Community College in Boston for over 2 decades. He has influenced the lives of countless students, and his commitment to education has been instrumental in shaping the future of his community. His expertise and knowledge in the public health field were put to use during his time working at the Infectious Disease Bureau at the Boston Public Health Commission for more than 15 years. Through various leadership roles, Dr. Monusir showed his dedication to community service, and his outstanding work in various roles has not gone unnoticed. In 2021, he was appointed by the former Massachusetts Governor, Charlie Baker, to the Department of Mental Health Statewide Advisory Council. This appointment shows that Dr. Monusir is respected and an influential figure in the field of mental health in the state of Massachusetts, and his expertise is recognized by the state's highest officials. Following an outstanding 25-year career in public health, 2021 led to another achievement as an appointee by Mayor Robert Sullivan to the executive directorship of the Brockton Board of Health. This was timely given the critical situation Brockton was facing during the rising incident rate of COVID-19. As the executive director, Dr. Monusir was tasked with implementing various measures to combat the pandemic, like public awareness campaigns, testing and vaccine programs. His leadership, dedication, and expertise were instrumental in devising effective strategies to mitigate the impact of COVID on the city of Chandler. He worked closely with community leaders, healthcare providers, community-based organizations, and community media to ensure a coordinated response to this pandemic. Dr. Mondesir's life journey and accomplishments are an inspiration to many, and he has shown a deep commitment to education, community leadership, and public health, using his knowledge and his skills to serve his community. His contributions are a testament to his impact here in the United States, and his nonprofit, the Agape Global Health for Haiti, shows his dedication even in his home country as well. Please give a congratulatory applause for our community service leader, Dr. Mondesir. So this is through Haitian Community Partners Foundation. This is the Healthcare Hero Award, Dr. Mondesir, in grateful appreciation and unwavering leadership throughout the pandemic. Your example of equity, ensuring every life matters. You are our healthcare.
So this citation is from the Representative Bruce Ayers, and it's to Dr. Ina Mondesir, receiving the Healthcare Hero Award from Haitian Community Partners, and for your continued dedication to promoting public health and the Commonwealth. Thank you so much for everything you do for the city of Brockton, especially during such tough times.
Yeah. And Dr. Ina Mondesir, we also have another citation tonight. I'm honored to represent the town of Randolph with Senator Walter Timothy, where you reside. So this is a citation from Senator Timothy and myself in recognition of you being recognized with the Healthcare Hero Award by the Haitian Community Partners for your dedicated community service in the 7th Annual GALA and Award Ceremony. And I want to thank you, and I know there's so many people to thank, the mayor's office, nurses, all the first line responders, but you were at the forefront when we got hit with the pandemic. Brockton was the second highest numbers of cases of COVID in the Commonwealth. We're not even the second highest populated city in the Commonwealth. Boston, obviously, is the largest city. They were the highest, but Brockton was second with all our healthcare facilities, our nursing homes, our hospitals, our senior population was the second highest hit. I want to thank you on behalf of all of us, and I know the mayor does as well, and the rest of the people here in the community partners, because without your leadership and everybody else working together, a lot of lives could have been lost, worse than were lost already. Getting the vaccines out, the information out, you've worked with us at the state level as well as locally. So thank you for all your work, and I look forward to continuing to work with you as well. Thank you.
So at this time, I'd just like to tell just a really quick story. I became mayor January 6th of 2020. Pandemic actually hadn't even come to the United States yet. We knew it was in China, and at that time it was in Italy. And when I became mayor, when I was sworn in, we did not have the director of the Brockton Board of Health. Mr. Tattaglia had passed away. There was an interim. I actually needed to get someone that would be able to address the looming pandemic that was coming. It wasn't if, it was when it was coming. And so Dr. Ina Mondesir applied for the position, and we interviewed him. And he is, first of all, just a wonderful human being, a true gentleman, a man of faith. He's a pastor himself, a family man, but he's an expert when it comes to public health. And so the city of Brockton, and more importantly, the citizens of Brockton, were fortunate that Dr. Ina Mondesir stepped up and applied to tackle really the rampant daily impacts of COVID. And I spoke to Ina every single day. We'd meet. Sometimes he and I would talk more than he would speak to his wife, or I'd speak to my wife. But we had a shared vision. We needed to make sure we tried to minimize and mitigate COVID. People were dying every day at 4 o'clock. We'd get the death count, we'd get the sick count. And every day it kept going up and going up and going up. But Dr. Mondesir, again, because of his faith base, he would be calm and collective and mayor. we can do this. And Mayor, we will do this. And by God, we did do this because of this man. So Dr. Montesir, thank you for what you have done and what you continue to do in the city of Brockton.
Thank you so much. I will not try to emulate anyone this evening because they know about it, and I'm glad that our president mentioned that this is a surprise. However, I must maybe start by saying thank you to each and every one of you here, and Bishop Branch for your warm work this evening, warm introduction and warm leadership in the city of Brockton. Mayor, I want to thank you also because when I applied, you took me in. Senator Brady, thank you because you have been instrumental, not only at the city level to help us fight COVID, but also at the state level, bringing in resources needed to do the fighting. To this great leaders here, I don't know which one I should say first. City Councilor and State Representative Rita Mendes. You've been there, and I thank you also because you've been an inspiration for the city, for communities, for different ethnic groups in the city. Now, something I would say here, I hope it can stay here because maybe another mayor will not steal me, but this is the second mayor I work for. For those of you who remember our late Mayor Thomas Medino from the city of Brockton, I worked with them for the entire time. Well, actually, a few years less because he died while I was working for the city of Boston. But he knew what the city needed, and he allocated the resources to do the job. And I see some traits between him, what he has done, how he has worked for the city, and how our Mayor Sullivan has worked for the city of Brockton. And so, thank you, Mayor. To all of us here, I think you've done your best to really save your family from COVID, but COVID is not over. When I came here, for some of you who may have seen me, you saw that I wore a mask. It is an indication to me, a reminder that COVID is not really over. While we look at sewer, wastewater sewer in many cities, which gives a more accurate reading of the concentration of COVID in the city and beyond, we do not really capture the rate looking at the state data at this point, or a few months back and forward. And so therefore, it is a reminder that I would like to leave with you that COVID is not really over. And so there may be time when city, state, and state officials may call on to you to take some measures. Don't think that it is just politics, because it's not politics that killed those people. It was ignorance of some of our leaders and some of our people, and spreading fake news. So inform yourself, inform your community, so that we can remain vigorous, healthy to continue the fight. The fight is not over. Lastly, let me close with this line. It's a line that I like a lot. It's from our late President John F. Kennedy. One time he said to his fellow Americans, don't ask what your country will do for you, but ask what you will do for your country. And so don't ask what the city of Brockton, what the city of Randolph, what the city of Boston, what the state will do for you. But you have a role to play, and no one else can play that for you. God bless you.
It has been an awesome evening, and we are on time. Oh, this is Doctor. I have your red bag.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Are y'all still awake? Are y'all still awake? Can my family come up here, please? Yeah, what y'all doing? Come on up here now. This had to be top secret information. Because a couple of years ago, Marlene Amity somehow found out about her surprise birthday party. And she called questioning me. Bishop, something you want to tell me? I was like, well, no, I don't want to get in trouble with the family. So we had to keep this close to our heart. She knows nothing, look at her. She knows nothing about this. So let me read her bio, since it's been at the State House this week. Marlene, is her family up here? Y'all ready? Yeah. Marlene Amity is the co-founder and president of Haitian Community Partners Foundation. Marlene is a licensed social worker and a community activist. Community activist is what you should be focusing on. Marlene holds a Master's of Arts degree in counseling psychology and is passionate about promoting mental health and enhancing the lives of individuals in her community. Marlene has spearheaded various initiatives, including the HCP Mobile Mental Health, and served as a board member of several organizations. Alongside her professional accomplishments, Marlene is a devoted wife and mother of 3. During her leisure time, she enjoys gardening, exploring new places. Her dedication and diligence have made her a substantial impact on the people around her. A substantial impact in the city of Brockton and Plymouth County. I'm adding that. Her dedication and diligence, her dedication and diligence, her substantial contributions to the Haitian community, her substantial contributions to the city of Brockton. We are going to honor her tonight. She has already received many recognitions for her service to the community. She has served on the board of directors of the Cape Verdean Association, O'Connelly YMCA, and is a member of the Halifax ZBA. Marlene has also served as the past president of the South Shore Haitians United. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to meet someone, know someone who will have your back and never give up on you, it is Marlene Amity. Give her a hand clap. If you want to know someone who is a proud Haitian, but will tell you that I'm going to unite Brockton, you want to know Marlene Amity. Give her a hand clap. Marlene, from the first day I met her 11 years ago, she's been my boss. I will never forget her directness and her compassion for the Brockton community at large. Her invitation for me to join the board of directors of Haitian Community Partners was an awesome honor. I learned a lot, but failed to learn Creole, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about that. I'm learning. Bonsoir, bonsoir. I'm learning, I'm still learning. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to, where's the award tonight? Marlene, as her family knows, and I want to say this, I want to thank you all for giving us, Marlene, each and every one of you, has allowed her to put in the hours and the times, the weekends, I know the weekends at HCP, the Zoom calls, sometimes the yelling and the screaming and the crying, because she's doing what she needs to do for all of us. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Look at our lovely mother right here. This is strength. This is where the strength comes from. Madam President, in recognition of your lifetime of leading, advancing, and dedication to the Haitian community at large, while bringing together all communities and having, making, and birthing us, as on your TV program, as one Brockton. We love you. Congratulations on your Lifetime Achievement Award. Marlene Amity.
Thank you. I have to wait. Did I wait? I thought you got my back.
I always got your back. I know nothing.
So this one is from Representative Josh Cutler to Marlene Amity in recognition of receiving the Lifetime Achievement Award from Haitian Community Partners. Congratulations, this is your week. You just received the 2023 Black Excellence Honoree at the State House on Friday. And then today you're getting this recognition from your community that you have built up. Thank you so much, Walter. Thank you.
And I will have to say, as we all know, no one has more tenacity, drive, and gets the work done. And she doesn't only talk the talk or walk the walk, she does the work. And she is one of the strongest advocates I've ever known, advocating on the Haitian Community Partners and many other endeavors. She also, where she lives in Halifax now, which is part of my 7th district, she also helped reorganize the Halifax Democratic Town Committee, because a lot of people don't live in areas all the time, they move constantly, and she helped reorganize that. So I thank you for all the work you've given to not only Brockton, but Halifax and the community. And this is in recognition of you being recognized for the Lifetime Achievement Award by the Haitian Community Partners for your dedication, community service for the 17th Annual GALA Awards. And this is signed by the Senate President Karen Spoker, the clerk Michael Early, and myself, Mike Brady. And we have to keep this surprise because I know you wouldn't have come. So congratulations, and again, thank you for all you do for our community. And again, no one does it without support from their family, so I want to thank all of Marlene's family for coming and support not only Marlene, but all of us in the audience. I know it's not easy for the spouses and partners, so I want to thank you all for supporting all of us in our Haitian Community Partners. God bless you.
Well, I'm not going to keep you too long, but I just want to say thank you to my husband. So, because without him, I could not do the work that I'm doing day and night. So sometimes questioning, so what about the home life? So because I dedicated all my time, all my life to serve the community. So I thank you for being a partner with me in that. I thank you for always being on my side and supporting me and not questioning most of the time. But I love you and I thank you for that. Also, my beautiful daughter, Aya, what's Mark? They left? Yeah, they were here earlier. And my sisters, my mom, you can see where I have that strength. She's 86 years old. So therefore, she's here to support me and come and celebrate with us. So thank you to all my friends. Thank you to all my family. And also, I just want to say thank you to my friend Vedna over there. Vedna is one of the board members of Haitian Community Partners. So it's, she's running for selectman in Plymouth. All right, anyone who knows someone in Plymouth, please. In August, why Vedna? Casting a vote. Encourage your friend to cast a vote for her. So please, without you, we cannot do the work. And let's continue to work together so we can make our place a better place, our city a better city. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you.
Thank you.